let there be light. The computer one, I might leave. Otherwise it's hard to see my computer screen when there's bright light right behind it. I feel like this is such a cute angle we don't usually see, but it's because it's backlighting me. It's Thursday, the 30th of July, and so far today I was watering plants. Not the philodendron though. It's got plenty of moisture still. And also just doing some dishes that I didn't do last night, and eating breakfast, tending to the moosh, letting her out on the balcony. By tending to her, I just mean petting her. She's not due for her meds yet today, and it's just once a day Medicam, so. And she also has a mouthwash. I haven't used it yet though, but it's like a bottle I could squeeze into her mouth. Now, focus for this vlog is going to be shop prep, which will entail quite a few things. I've got a long list left to do, but I want to mainly focus on the bee illustration. I don't know how much I'll focus on it today, but for sure on the weekend I want to spend my Saturday, Sunday working on the bee illustration. And it'd be nice if today I can get to the point where I have the sketch traced onto my paper. That'd be nice. And then I can jump into coloring on the weekend. And originally I was thinking August 8th for this shop update, but some plans came up and I do just need a little bit extra time, so I'm pushing it back. But it shouldn't affect the release date for the actual bee collection, because all the bee collection prep, well, not all of it, but like all the product designing and stuff needs to be done before this shop update. It's probably a little confusing because there's like overlapping things going on. I'm just doing like a small summer update now, but I'm still prepping for the bee collection that's happening later in the year, because I need to order products now for it to come in time. Some stuff I can order a little closer to the date, but some things I really do need to order now, because it's nearly August. October's 2 months after August. Like, it's coming up fast. I'm a little hyper this morning, sorry. I haven't even had my coffee yet. I think it's still sitting on the Nespresso machine. Oh, there. Hey. Now today I want to tweak the digitizing for the paintbrush cat, because I thought it was done, but I kept making the handle of the paintbrush wider, and that resulted in it gaining like an S curve when originally it was more of just a C curve. So I want to fix that, and I probably should decide on a final color for it. I am really leaning towards the gold paint, gold paw prints. I think that'll just show up the best on more shirt colors. But I think then maybe the paint handle color needs to change to not be gold. And I need to make a lot of short form content because I haven't made anything this week. What's this? Because I'm on that Facebook creator fast track. Gotta post 15 a month for 3 months. And I'm a little behind on this month. I did schedule some to go up while I was away on the weekend, but since I've been back, I haven't made any new ones. Ooh, one I can post today could be a video just being like, hey, new vlog is up. Go watch it. I don't think there's a time minimum on these. I mean, the better way to do it would be like a little fast cut of tiny moments of the vlog with some text being like, new vlog out now. That's probably what I should do. It's really what I should do all the time when I upload a vlog. I used to always post the vlog to Twitter. For a while I was doing Instagram stories, but that was short-lived. But I don't use Twitter anymore. I'm on Blue Sky, but I haven't been posting the vlogs there. Sometimes I do, but I haven't really been. I should be doing Blue Sky post and Instagram story every time I post a new vlog. Heck, maybe even TikTok story. I don't think I've ever posted a TikTok story. I'm just too lazy to do all this promotion. This is perfect drinking temperature. Okay, to Wilcom, let's fix the paintbrush. Well, it's not quite an S curve, but you know, this part bulges here and then this goes down. Like, the handle itself is curving up here. Whereas over here, the handle and brush bristles followed the same line of action. Just whoosh. But then the lips were eating the brush handle. I made the brush handle wider, but it doesn't have the same vibes. So I'm gonna move the whole bristle part down. White handle looks stupid. Also, the brown that this is going to be is actually quite dark. Assuming I use the same brown as I'm using for the bee design. We're gonna have to introduce a new color because if it's also brown, it's gonna look stupid. Brown on brown. Ugh. Keep the color simple. I don't know. Trying to keep it very neutral. I think I might just have to stay gold. We have this beige color, which I thought might be nice, but I'm not feeling it. It's looking too turd poopy. I think I'm just gonna stick gold, but I think the gold will look better now that I have a different brown for the bristles, because I was using this brown for the bristles for all my tests, but the actual brown I have is much darker, so this should all contrast a bit better in here. Oh, wow. Oh, hi. What's on your nose? You got a crummy? Yeah, you got a little something. Oh, I got it. Ugh. I'll wash my hands. Now, I am going to pack some orders. I did do a bunch of them last night, but I couldn't purchase shipping labels for most of them. Like, very first order I went to pack, it was giving me some kind of U.S. Customs errors, like unable to submit U.S. Customs information. And I was like, that's weird. But I printed off a couple Canadian orders just fine. But then there was a different U.S. order that I could print the label off just fine. But then after that, every single order, it just wouldn't even load a shipping rate. It was probably something wrong with Canada Post. So I was like, okay, I'll keep packing some orders and just write the order number on the box. And I didn't get through all of them because there were some things I needed Christian to embroider, but I got through most of them. So I probably only have 3 or 4 to pack this morning. And these are the ones I did last night, including a Franken box. It's got 5 sweatshirts in it. Ooh, also, interestingly, we surpassed order number 33333, which was placed by Amanda. You're lucky number 33333. So typing in all these order numbers, it's gonna be easy because it's all 3s except the last digit. Okay, this order doesn't actually have apparel in it for Kaylin. It must have been the one I opened up to pack. Yeah, I had it open and was gonna pack it, but then the vlog export was done, so I ran over there to upload it and do the thumbnail and stuff. So, okay, what do we got here? Halloween Cats washi tape. Little Creep art print, B grade. Clear washi, the lace washi specifically. Froggy Chaos washi tape. Stationery colorful bookmark. Froggy Chaos bookmark. Don't look at my face, camera. Lunama Sketchbook cream paper. And Halloween Cats Sketchbook cream paper. I really hope I can make shipping labels because some of these orders are kind of old. I think the oldest one is from last Thursday because they would have ordered after the Thursday cutoff for Thursday's mail pickup. And then we were gone on the weekend and we weren't back until late on Monday. So the Monday mail pickup was canceled. So, bit of a longer processing time on these. Although I did update the banner at the top of my website. It's got the processing times up there now. Just to give you more, that's not the box I meant to grab. Just to give you a more accurate idea of the current processing time. I might not have any of this box folded. I haven't been needing this size much, so I tend to have only one folded, or I just fold them as I need them. Might need more of them once the new sketchbooks drop, because this holds 3 sketchbooks, or like in this case, 2 sketchbooks plus some stuff. I'm gonna put down this square chipboard, just so nothing digs into those covers. Don't know if it would, but I don't know. Extra layer of protection. Ooh, am I doing a new freebie sticker for this little smaller shop update? I don't know. I think I do still have a lot of the frogs left. I've got this whole thing, but I could just transition it to being sold only. Like the freebies, you can always buy extras of them. Yeah, this is a lot. Ooh. But I kind of want to make a new one. Rick's new brush has been working well. Tape is nice and moist. A rate came up, which is good. No! An error occurred when submitting U.S. customs data. Why? I've triple checked my forms. Not this order, but the other order that was doing this. All the required fields are filled in. And nothing's changed since I packed orders in the past in terms of what I've been inputting, so I don't know why it's suddenly not wanting to work. Okay, I'll set that aside. Let's try a non-US one, like the ones that weren't working last night. Are they working now? Let's try Alicia's order. That's the Frankenbox. Okay, it did return a rate, so I think this is gonna work. It cost $60 to send this. But they got free shipping because they're over 160. I gotta increase my US free shipping threshold, put it back to 160 as well. It was at 160 while the tariffs were high, and the tariffs dropped, so I put it back to 130 for free shipping, Canadian dollars. But now that it's back up high again, I'm gonna have to make the free shipping threshold higher again for Americans. What I'll probably have to try is buying the label directly on Canada Post's website and see if that works. And if not, then I know it's Canada Post's fault. I mean, it probably is either way, but it could just be something wrong with like the ShipStation Canada Post integration. But maybe if I go direct to Canada Post, it'll work. We'll see. Okay, and Kita's worked. That's also international, as is Lisa's order. It worked. Okay, I just packed up Ashley's order, which is going to the US, and it worked. So are some US ones working and some aren't? Little bald spots. And her left hind leg also has a bald spot right above the paw pad. Yeah. Yeah, they have to attach monitors and stuff. Okay, let me give you a rundown of what happened. I called Canada Post and they said that certain HS codes are not working right now. So try to update all my HS codes, which I did. I went to Zonos, was updating the codes, but it still was not working. And with some trial and error of removing things from customs forms, I realized it's books that are the problem. So the journals and the sketchbooks. So what I did was I would just input it as being a printed book instead of a blank book, and that got it through. So different HS code, different classification. It's technically the wrong classification, but hey, it's what got the labels to print. So woo, I'll have to just manually edit those for now, and hopefully it's resolved. I don't know, man. Like, is this something that will get fixed over time? Like, Canada Post was telling me that not all the HS codes are updated yet, so I guess some just don't work at all. Just when I thought I was in the clear, I could not print manifests except for the 3 most recent orders, and I know why. It's because I relinked my Zonos account at one point to ShipStation in an effort to fix the problem, because someone online said that worked for them, but it didn't work for me. And so any packages I had, like any labels I generated before then, wouldn't work. So I had to redo the shipping labels, email each customer being like, oh, here's the new tracking, please disregard the previous one. And so finally just got that done. But we've got the manifest, we've got the orders going out. Hopefully all is good. There's still part of me that's scared the packages would get rejected at the border somehow. I don't know. Also, it's weird that all the orders got affected by the Zonos key swap, even though most of those were not even going to the US. So I don't. It's just messed up all around. Okay, these new tariffs are messing everything up. Now to cheer myself up, I'm gonna open a package, and then I'm gonna eat lunch. This is the one I teased in my last vlog. That's from a fellow small business. So it's from Keeley Studios, and just a bit of backstory on this. So if you've been to any of my order packing live streams, you know I hate consolidating the line items on a customs form because if it's just a regular shipping label, not an expedited one, I can only have 8 items, but the way the items will come in is like, you know, let's say someone orders 5 different enamel pins, it'll be like enamel pin times 1, and then it does a separate line item, enamel pin times 1, enamel pin times 1. I want it to consolidate those to just say enamel pin times 5, so it's only taking up one of the 8 lines instead of 5, right? And the only way it would consolidate is if someone ordered 2 of the exact same thing. Like let's say someone got 2 paint froggy pins, then it would say enamel pin times 2. But if they got like frog, bat frog, and paint froggy, for example, they would be 2 separate lines on the customs form. So I would have to consolidate things down manually, and it's a pain in the butt. I hate doing it, and I have to, it's like this skinny little thing on the side of the page. I have to keep scrolling through and figuring out what to combine. It slows me down a lot order packing, and it's just one of those little things that drives me nuts. Well, Keeley Studios emailed me being like, hey, I could code something for you using the ShipStation API that would consolidate this stuff automatically for you. And I was like, yes, please, because that would be amazing. So we worked together on that, and it ended up being a little more intensive than we thought, but it's working, and thank you so much because it's just one of those things that makes my life so much better. Oh my goodness, it removed such an annoyance for me. So it's a dream come true. And I was checking out her shop, and man, there's a ton of cute stuff. So I had to place an order. So that's this order. Featuring a kiki butt. Okay, watch your tail. Don't want it to get cut. Oh, so cute. There's the lady blowing the ship here. There's the moth here. I recognize some of this from the website. So you're gonna see a common theme of black cats in here because it's too cute. I'm wondering if this is a card that comes with the collection, the Sleepy Cat Familiar Collection. So I ordered a lot of stuff from that, but I didn't order this card specifically, so I guess that's like a little freebie print that comes with. So here we have some stickers, lots of the kitty. So this one actually goes this way. And it's got gold foil. So there's that one. Kitty on a broom. At first I was just adding specific ones from this collection to my cart. And then it got to a point where I had nearly all of it. I was like, okay, let me just get the rest of it. So there's so many. The books, too cute. The kitty with the witch hat. Kitty in the cage with the raven. And this one's a different one. This one's a white cat in the window of a house. Too cute. I love all the gold foil. I keep saying I want to do a collection with a lot of gold foil. I have yet to do that, but this is making me really want to do it. Well, is it a spell book? Can't remember what it was called, but it's got planets on it. Then this one. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Sorry. Oh, this must be a freebie too. Oh, look. Love it. Love it. Welcome to the Enchanted Forest, a mystical land hidden behind a secret door where magic flows beneath the ground in spiderwebs of energy. Through its center flows the river of immortality, which grants eternal life to all who drink from it. None of this is known, however, to those outside the door, for once you have entered, you may never return to the world from which you came. Oh, and it's raised gold. Beautiful. Oh, thank you for your order, Bailey. Heart Keely. Now, in here. Let's actually open them both up here. Okay, I ordered a lot of enamel pins. Like I said, I wasn't gonna get all the cat ones, and then I did. Although, were these 2 extras? I think so. I don't think I ordered these 2, so thank you. And the teacup, the little swirl, that is adorable. Oh, I love these so much. So we have the Sleepy Cat Familiars that match the stickers. And that one, and then there's Kiki's butt. And then also this one that matched the sticker I got. Then I couldn't resist the hair. We had to get a bun, okay? Been seeing so many of them around the yard lately. I couldn't resist. And then the fox. Look at the swirls. The shapes are just beautiful. And then a moth. I love the color combo on these. Beautiful. I'm gonna do a whole display just for these pins. Okay, now a little overview of everything. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Of course, I'll have her shop linked down below, so do check it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, Kiki's coming to get me. I mean, it's appropriate. We'll allow it. It's appropriate. It matches. Yeah. And thanks again, Keely, for helping me out with all the ShipStation stuff. I made my little vlog recap, short, posted it a few places, and then I got a little distracted. Xtool made an update for the apparel printer where there's going to be a little built-in humidifier inside the machine. That's going to be perfect because my one sitting beside the machine, it doesn't raise the humidity that much because it's like a big room, right? And I also don't want too much humidity around my products, but like it's a little thing that's inside. So new machines are going to have that already inside of it, but old ones can be retrofitted with it. So they sent an email about it, which is how I found out, including a code to get it for free along with some other stuff like new white ink dampers. But the thing is, it's only for the US. So I checked out with my reship address, which is just a US address, and then I'll have to pay the shipping and customs to get it to Canada, but I'm hoping it's worth it. They might just release a link for Canadians in the future. I don't know. So maybe that was a waste, but I didn't want to miss out on my chance to get it as soon as possible because they're going to be shipping around October or something. So that's pretty cool. Okay, now open the sketch for the bee illustration in Photoshop to the scale I want and then print it out half and half on a sheet of paper. Because I'll be drawing it larger than the sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. Okay, you're getting a taste of the art speed paint here in the vlog, but the rest of it is going to be at the very end of the vlog if you're interested in watching that. But I thought I would show you some of the outlining, tracing onto the paper using pencil. And I wanted to use this time to give a shout out to Jazza and his wife, Kate. Many of you may already know he posted a video saying that his wife was diagnosed with cancer and she's currently going through treatment. And they set up a GoFundMe for that, which is doing amazingly well, which I'm so glad to see. It's going so well that they're actually closing the GoFundMe this weekend. So if you'd like to get a donation in, now is your chance. And also they're selling signed art prints and they're auctioning off some of Jazza's creations. So if you're interested in supporting financially, do check out Jazza's latest video, which has all the links. So I'll link his video in the description so it's easy for you to get to the rest of the links and whatnot. So sending out my wishes to Kate and Jazza and their family. And it makes me so happy to just see how his community has come together to support them. Just such overwhelming support. It's wild, and I wouldn't expect anything less from them. It's a great community, so link below if you would like to watch his video and find out more about what they're going through. Okay, it's now Friday. I didn't think I'd be vlogging today because it's stream day, but got a call saying there was a delivery on the way for 2 pallets. And the delivery's here. There's only one thing it could be. Sketchbooks. Hey, baby. That is really wrapped up. I mean, that one's partially open. I was thinking I want to open one up right away. And it's the first time that they've ever had this on top. And that one's 2 pallets? That's interesting. So, yeah, sketchbook order. I've had bigger sketchbook orders, but this is just one design because I did 700 white paper and then 500, which is the minimum, of the cream paper. No dotted this time. Woo! Okay, I gotta get in here. I gotta get in here! It's not labeled with what it is, but that's probably because I only got one design this time. Wow. We gotta open it up because it never looks as good in the plastic as it does taken out of the plastic. B-book, B-book. Hi, YouTube. Yeah, Stream's getting the first look. Although you've mostly seen it with that first sample I got. I just messaged my manufacturer 2 days ago to be like, do you have tracking? Because at that point it had been 2 months since it shipped. So I was like, ooh, maybe I should check on it. But then they're like, let me get back to you. And then I never heard back. So of course the card with some information. Okay, good. I'm making sure it's the proper updated one that says available in white or cream paper. It doesn't mention the dotted. Whee! First look is for me. Wow, there it is. Doo-doo-doo. Beautiful. So just like the other sample, but not the shiny green in the background, just regular. Because that one was, well, I didn't want it shiny. I didn't know it was shiny when I picked it, but also it's very prone to creasing and it was hard for them to work with it. So I was like, yeah, let's get rid of it. Then the interior. The color in here is a little more muted because it's meant to be gold, not yellow, when I designed the end paper. Because the bee was supposed to be gold thread originally, and they made it wrong. But it's still gorgeous, and maybe this was for the best, who knows. I've just been wanting to do a gold thread sketchbook for forever.
If you don't, I don't care.
But it's here. Oh, and this is white paper. Wait, it says book 1. I wonder if some of them say book 2 on this side then. Because, yeah, usually it'll be like for Luna Moth, it says Butterfly 1, Butterfly 2, Butterfly 3. So this is hardcover book 1. I didn't even look at the paper color before I opened it.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God.
Give it to me now. Gorgeous. Showed up at the perfect time. Hey, Sarah. Take all my money. I just realized sound bites could have been going through like the wow, wow. That'll just elevate it, though. That'll elevate it. I don't have my earbud in, so I can't hear. The colors are giving Halloween. Well, it's kind of good timing then. Well, it'll be nearly Halloween by the time it's available. It also looks a little orangey. Like, I've got a filter on right now. Let me hide it. Like a color filter that makes things look more red. There. See the difference now? Like, it's still a warm yellow. Wait, does that affect you guys or just my preview? Oh, it does. So this is kind of more accurate, I guess. This wheel versus, like, that. If you can see the difference. It doesn't make a huge difference, I guess. I feel like I noticed the change more on the green than on the yellow. Wow. Yay. They're finally here. Designed them back in December. And it's nearly August. July 31st. But that's the way it goes. It's always a long timeline. That's why I ordered them so early. All right, the bee illustration is complete. So you'll see the rest of the speed paint at the end of the vlog. Yeah, feels good. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So now I thought I would finish off the non-art part of the vlog with a bit more shop prep stuff because I do have a long list of things to do. Now, which of these tasks is good for vlogging?
Not much.
Oh yeah, first order of business, I should probably order some more thread because I ordered just one cone of each thread color for the sleeve embroidery. But not only do I need to order more cones, I think I'm actually going to switch up some of the colors. Let's try to take a look. There's a little keek on it right now. It's been her bed. So first of all, the gold I think is too greenish. I want to go for a warmer gold color. It's just a question of, do I select a gold-ish color? There's a bunch of gold-ish colors there. And then there's actual metallic. But metallic thread can be a bit finicky. So do I really want to give that a try or no? I think maybe I should stay away from the metallic, at least for now. So yeah, I used this gold here, and I think I'll actually go with old gold instead of shimmering gold. Just to warm that up a little bit. And then for the blues, I'm a little bit torn on the navy blue because I feel like the navy blue is too saturated of a color. I got it from this area here. It was down here, chow blue, but they have actual navies down here. My one fear is those blues are just a little too dark, perhaps. We could lean even more purple because the actual illustration has a lot of purple in it. Although you could just stitch it onto a purple blank, but people can choose what color they want, so. Just wondering what that dark color should be because I keep changing my mind. I've decided I'm going to go with the deep purple because it adds purple, but also it's darker than the blue. I don't want it to like blend in too much with that blue, but also contrast with this one. So that's what we're doing. Hopefully it looks good. And then of course the new gold. And then I decided to switch the brown up. So instead of dark brown here, just go with brown. It's just a little warmer toned, and I think that would look lovely. Because there's something just a little bit like pee-pee poo-poo about the current bee. I need to spruce it up a bit. So remember when I was doing my big shelf organization over here? One of the things I did that I don't think was in the vlog was I was looking at my backing cards for pins, and I had a lot of Luna Moth ones left, so I put them in the recycling. I thought I kept some. Where are they? Anyway, I thought I kept some, but recycled the rest. And then just a week ago, realized I haven't quality checked all the Luna Moth pins yet. And so I need those backing cards. But they're long gone because I threw them in the recycling forever ago. The recycling's been emptied. They're gone. And now I don't have enough backing cards for my Luna Moth pins. Why did I do that? So, like, do I order more? Or do I just use backing cards for other products? I mean, I don't know. Did I recycle all of them? There's some Bunkin', Halloween cats. I thought I kept some Luna Moth, but maybe not. I needed those! Why did I get rid of them? Let me see how much Luna I have left. I have 150. What a waste. I think what I'm gonna do is go through the rest of the journals. I have 2 full boxes plus this partial box. And it actually does take quite a long time to quality check these because a lot of them have to be opened to see if like a little white crummy is just a crummy that can be brushed away, or if it was something that was on the material when it was printed and therefore there's no color underneath. Did I mess up your bed earlier? I'm sorry. And sometimes little white dots can even be filled in with like a little dab of a multi-liner and then wipe it with your finger right away and it just like blends it in seamlessly. So it takes a while. So I'm gonna see if I can get through all the remaining boxes. Now, what was this pile? I think either B grades or like I had to check them, like open them up maybe, and I didn't have time to open them up. Yeah, because otherwise I would have marked it with a B right away. So automatically these all have to be opened up and checked. I can already see a white dot on that one. Also, I try to check the front end paper. Make sure it's not upside down. That one's good, but we're gonna have to open it up regardless. Because of this dot. tiny white dot. So it's brownish, so I can take the brown multi-liner, make a dot, and then rub it so that it blends in. Otherwise, it just looks like a dark dot. And there's just the tiniest speck on this side as well. Boom. It's like it was never there. Okay. And I might not have to do that step with the bee collection because there are just white dots all over the artwork. So unless it's in a conspicuous spot, you wouldn't even notice. Ooh. Hoo-hoo. And since the bee illustration is vertical, it's in portrait, I'd probably have to repeat the design front and back. So you'd see the whole thing. Whereas Froggy, it's like half the illustration on one side, half on the other. It's like a seamless wraparound. The other one would be same illustration twice. And I could just have it fade along the spine, like a faded blend between the two somehow. But I think I will go with this size again, and then just the ruled paper, because I still have so many dot grid books I'm trying to sell. Like, I don't want to order any other dot grid journals until the dot grid embroidered cover ones sell. This one looks good on the front, but it's got some potential dots on the back. That's why this is taking me forever to do. Good. So then I have bubble mailer sleeves that I'm putting these all into because I'm scared they're gonna get beat up during transit. And I got bubble mailers because that's what I could get quickly off of Amazon. Because what I think I would like to use in the future is those paper padded mailers. It'd just be a more eco-friendly option than this. But I couldn't get those like immediately during the shop update, so I got these as my temporary sleeve. This is the last I have of them. So just squeezing the books into here. The paper ones are gonna look so ugly, but it would just be a good protective sleeve for them. I also was reusing the bubble wrap that came in the boxes of books, but there's not enough in a box to wrap all the books in said box. But I do have more now, look. All of this came in that one box, so I can reuse that. And there are 2 more boxes, so I'm making use of it, although I unfortunately did have to buy extra bubble wrap. I don't know if the B grades will get wrapped up. They're just tucked down there for now. I will be listing the B grades separately during this month's shop update. The B grade journals, okay, not the B grade everything. The rest I'm saving for B grade bundles later in the year, but for the actual journals, I just feel like they're kind of too big and bulky for the bundles, so they're gonna be listed separately. All right, time for the art segment of the bee illustration. Bit of a long segment. It's like 13 or 14 minutes long because there's just a lot to show, and I trimmed this way down. I wasn't even filming for at least half the time, and of the footage I did get, I trimmed most of it out, but I tried to give you a taste of each step of the process here. So first things first, I ended up tracing this onto a sheet of 9x12 paper, which I was not expecting. So when I printed out the line art, I just printed on a single sheet instead of splitting it into 2. And that's because the illustration is really not that detailed. It didn't warrant that 10x14 inch paper that I have, or whatever those dimensions are. So the 9x12 ended up being the perfect size. And I first erased some of the line art just because I felt like it was a bit too dark, because the pencil, like once you color over it with marker, you can't lighten it that much. So I was like, let's be on the safe side and just pre-erase a bunch of it, especially those middle areas where I want it to stay lighter color, because we've got a vignette thing going on where the outer edges are darker and the middle is going to be lighter. So just play it safe, erase some of that pencil. And then I thought it'd be fun to just start with the background gradient instead of leaving that sort of thing for last, because I feel like I would, like I'll shade in the rest of the items differently if I do those first. I just like the idea of the background being there. Plus, it feels like a lot of progress really fast because it's just a gradient and didn't take that long to do. So I was like, ooh, this looks already a third done. Just doing the background, even though that was the quickest part, rendering individual berries and things is gonna take a lot longer. So yeah, showing you some of the coloring of the green here because I did pretty much all the green right away, except for a couple spots I missed. And then I'd move on to the next color. And I guess for the berries, though, I was jumping between colors because I was trying to balance out the blues with the purples and then the bluey purples. But for the most part, I would color in one color at a time. Now I have two different flower types in this. One's the blueberry flower, which is the bell-shaped ones. They are technically too big, I think, especially for the blueberries at the top of the page, because I have the lower blueberries are bigger. They're meant to be closer to the viewer, and then the upper ones are further away. But the blueberry flowers are not that much bigger than the blueberry, because I think they turn into the blueberries. Is that how it works? Because they're round like it, and then I'm assuming that little opening is the little stem part. No, I don't know. I don't know. I should have looked up the blueberry life cycle before I did this. I just looked up what the flowers look like. So the ones I drew are technically too big, but I need to fill the space. And also, they wouldn't exist at the same time as the blueberries because they would flower first and then they would eventually become berries. But we need it. We need it so that it looks pretty. Okay, I needed some flowers in the illustration, and blueberry flowers are just too cute to resist. And then the ones at the bottom are just like generic flower. It's not a particular kind. It's a little bit like a buttercup. That's what I keep thinking in my mind, but not quite exactly. And they're white flowers. Can buttercups be white? Probably. And then the colors I was using for the white flowers, I did not have refills for them, and they were running out of ink. It was very dangerous. And then later on, I went and darkened the shadows on them, but I ended up using different colors instead because I was using like V20, V22. I think the V22 was safe because that's one of my more recent Copics. I think that was the very last Copic I got to complete my collection, but like the V20 was dying, and then another light color I was using was dying. I was like, come on, man. But when I went in for touch-ups, I ended up using the BVs, like BV quad 0, 000, 000, and whatnot, which is pretty similar. It's just a warmer color, whereas those Vs were more like a gray almost. Anyway. Ooh, and this part here where I'm adding details to the background, that was one of the most satisfying parts for me because I knew I was going to add in extra bits behind, but there's no point in sketching it in because those elements aren't going to have outlines for the most part. I knew I'd just wing it and add things in, but that way it adds a bit of depth and also just adds some color and more detail to that initial purple gradient that I did. So that was a fun bit. You'll see more of that later, just adding more details to the background. Now there were a lot of blueberries to color. I didn't film most of them, okay, because it's going to get boring. But I'll show you at least a few of the blueberries. It's just a sphere that I'm coloring in. And I didn't end up quite coloring them how I did it in my sketchbook planning, because in the sketchbook plan, I used a lot more pencil. And I was using like a white pencil to give that weird frosted look that blueberries have. But I ended up not wanting to do that for this because I want it to be almost exclusively marker texture. And I just liked the colors the way they looked. I didn't want to add the white on them. So it didn't quite look like that. Plus in my sketchbook doodle, I did one berry that was green, like a very unripe one, very green looking, which is cool. But I did not end up adding one of those in this. I kept all the blueberries purple to blue because that's just what I wanted to do. I didn't want to add too much green to this because even at this stage, I was looking at the green leaves and I felt like they weren't blue enough. And I did go in and color in the highlight areas with some blue to tone down the yellowiness because I love doing a yellow highlight on a leaf. I love it. But we're not going that route on this because I want the leaves to be blue-green, not green-green or yellow-green, But at this point, I was looking pretty green-green. Although it worked out in the end. Once I got more colored in, I was like, you know what? No, the leaves are fine the way they are. Maybe not as blue as my digital mock-up, but the digital mock-up's just a rough mock-up anyway. It's not gonna match perfectly. And while working on this, I made the decision that I would not stop working on it until it's done. I'm not gonna do anything else other than essentials like, packing orders or whatever needs to be done. But I'm not even going to vlog until this is done because it's so easy to set it aside and then it sits for a week and then it becomes 2 weeks and it's not finished, So I did that with another recent illustration where I was like, the froggy one. I was like, I'm doing all of it. I'm not vlogging until it's done. And that worked out wonderfully. And I was having such a great time. And on the Sunday, I was just so hyper. I'm like bouncing in my chair, making weird noises, just like having a good time. And now, coloring in a bee. I was so excited to get to this point because it's been all blues and purples. And now we're going into some yellows. But I didn't want to do a cool tone yellow, like a greenish yellow. No, we're going with a nice warm yellow. And I even used pink in the shadows on the bee because during my testing, I realized that's what I like better. Praise the testing. It's all fun to just do stuff without much planning, but for something like this, I want a lot of planning so I don't mess it up. So, cute little bees, 2 yellows, that's all I needed. And then in the shadows used the pink and then like one of my blue violets or something, one of those purpley colors, kind of layering them because the pink alone was very bright. It's the RV02 is like fluorescent when you first lay it down, although when it dries, it's not quite as bright. And then for the browns, E74 and E77. And then in the highlights, I added some V15 to make it a bit purpley. And then I would use pink pencil on top to warm up the highlights on the brown areas. And then the wings ended up just being lighter colors of whatever was behind it. So you can see the bee's stripes through the wings. You can see the green of the leaf, that kind of thing. And it looks silly now until I go and add the pencil outlines. Because the thing about this mixed media paper, like look at this bee's left wing. You can see so much blue bleeding onto the wing. This mixed media paper does bleed very badly across the page. It's a blessing and a curse because it helps the colors blend together better because the ink just naturally crawls and creeps across the paper. But it's a pain in the butt for trying to stay in the lines, especially when you add a lot of ink, like you're really trying to blend your layering a lot and the paper's really wet. It starts to feather out so badly. And that's part of the reason why I must go back and outline things after the fact because it kind of looks good not outlined, but it's my style to outline it and just crisp things up. And I keep telling myself, like, what if I only outline like half the areas and the other half of the areas stay without an outline just to keep it interesting? But I'm just outline heavy. I did hold back on some inner areas, like the blueberries that are closest to the center. I didn't outline them as dark as everything else, but yeah. Ooh, and here's where I'm adding more of those background details, like adding in some blades of grass, which are coming from all directions, by the way, even from above. Does it make sense? No, but this doesn't have to make sense. And then also adding some round shapes to simulate blueberries in the background. But I'm literally drawing twigs and berries here. I'm trying to make it not look like twigs and berries, if you know what I mean. Like at the bottom, I draw a blade of grass and then I add a blueberry on one side, I add a blueberry on the other side. And I was like, what have I done here? Like, I need to pay more attention. We don't want a bunch of phallic shapes in the background or anywhere, really. It's tough with an illustration like this to avoid that sort of thing. Not only was I using the marker to add these like little shapes and whatnot, and I would also just use a smidge of pencil and just outline like one edge or like a partial edge of some of those items to bring them forward a bit. So it's not just like the foreground stuff and then the background stuff, like 2 layers. I'm trying to make it look like it has a little bit more depth. I feel like I did a good job with the depth with the blueberry flowers at the top because there are 2 that are more faded into the background. And then actually a couple more between like that. You don't see as much of the flowers, but they're kind of just, you can see them if you look between some of the foreground flowers. You can see them back there. So I thought that worked out quite well. Ooh, and then, I had to add my little dots. Like I did with Forest Cuddles, I used the colorless blender to lift up some ink and make all these little dots and use a white gel pen as well. And I had to go in and do this before I do the pencil outlines because the pencil's waxy and the marker ink will not go through. Plus, I don't want to outline the blueberries and leaves wherever there is a bubble. It'll be a broken line there. So it's kind of that thing where it's like, okay, am I ready to move on to the pencil outlines? Like I have to make sure this is done before I move on to the pencils because once I do, there's really no going back. Although, because I mainly just use pencil for outlines, I could still go back and recolor in certain items. There are times where I do a lot of pencil texture on artwork, and in that case, you really can't go back. You really can't go back. And I wasn't sure if I was overdoing it, but I just knew I wanted a lot of this. I didn't do this for the last few illustrations. Okay, it's not since Forest Cuddles that I used this technique, and I was like, it's time to bring it back. The temptation to just do this on every illustration, I just like it, you know? You're going to see more of it in the future. So yeah, colorless blender circles, and then some gel pen circles. It's really hard to know when to stop. There are times I look at it and I'm like, should I add more in this corner? No, it's good. And plus, I don't know how it's going to be cropped necessarily, because I originally drew this to fit a 5x7 print, but I ended up just filling the paper. So this is much wider than it needs to be. So a little, and also I extended the top and bottom too. There's like extra space all around so that if it does get cropped into a print, we don't lose any of the original planned illustration. But now I'm attached to the whole thing and I don't want any of it cropped off. But depending on what kind of product, some of it will get cropped off. And on a 5x7 art print, it'll be mostly the sides that get cropped off. But, just giving myself wiggle room for different product types, because I want this on like a journal and whatever else. Anything square like a pillow cover, it's gonna get heavily cropped. Yeah. So anyway. And then the bees, all the little details, the bees coming together, adding in their little leggies and their fuzzy hair. I wanted them to look really fluffy. And then I did end up adding the eyeballs on some of them and the antenna. And I decided that none of the flying bees are going to have their legs showing because it just looks kind of weird. But the bee on his back, he needs it for the pose to read, So any bee that's like standing on a blueberry, it's got legs. Any bee that's flying, no legs. Now, looking back at the footage, one thing I wish I did was those background bees that are very pale and not outlined, the really small ones. I wish I had blurred them out more. Their edges are too crisp. I tried pushing 2 of those bees further into the background because it felt like 4 bees of the same size at the same depth. So I scribbled over 2 of them with a white pencil to try to fade them into the background a little bit. But I wish what I'd done first was use the colorless blender or the background color to fade out the edges. It'd be a bit of a risky move because I'd risk having a hard edge, because when the ink gets pushed outwards, you end up with like a dark outline. Like, look at all the little circles I made with colorless blender, right? So I wish I had blurred them a little bit. I guess I could do it digitally, but I don't like to alter it digitally because it's traditional, So that's one thing I could have done differently. But there it is, all outlined and whatnot. This is tentatively the finished thing unless I decide to make a last minute tweak, but I really just got to call it done. And I just think it's so gorgeous. I love it. I love the sparkliness. I love the composition, the colors, the contrast. Yeah. Hope you guys like it too. And thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. We stopped at this co-op gas station, which actually has a lot of amazing food in it. I got this cheese bun wrapped sausage and of course egg salad sandwich. This one actually has dill in it. Okay, the airport ones barely seasoned. This was an amazing egg salad sandwich. I was very excited about that. So much so that I grabbed it again on the way